I do amuse myself. So, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Monkey in the Morning. I'm your host, the Ranting Monkey. Hope you're having a wonderful day. I think it's Saturday. I can't remember. As bad as my normal telling of what day it is, as this sickness has really thrown that for a loop even more. But hope you guys are well. I'm okay, recovering pretty good, and just a little bit tired. I could really use some decent sleep where I don't just keep waking up every half hour. But otherwise, yeah, doing really good. Got to see the baby today. Oh, she's so cute. I love my granddaughters. My granddaughters are beautiful. And once again, we have a little blonde haired, blue eyed girl. I accidentally have made the master race. I didn't mean to. I had little blonde, blue eyed children, and they've had blonde, blue eyed children. I didn't do it on purpose. It's not a German thing. It's actually an Irish and Indian thing. I don't know how that worked out, but yeah, that's what we did. We just made a whole bunch of little white girls with blonde hair and blue eyes. Huh. Anyway, so how are you guys? Are you guys better than Brandon Staley? Oh, who was it in chat that brought this to my attention? Thank you so very much for doing so. You have no idea the smile that I got when I read that. Brandon Staley, coach of the Chargers, has been fired. Finally. It took a literal record ass kicking to get this guy fired. And they fired him and the general manager. And good. Yeah, it's a good thing. They need to get rid of them because they're not good at their jobs. However, the main problem with the Chargers still persists because the Spanos family still has control of it and they keep making bad decisions. Anyway, why are you so self-hating for producing adorable monkeys? It's not that. It's just that there's like they're all just little blonde, blue-eyed people, and Hitler kind of ruined that for everybody, didn't he? When I was born, I was blonde with blue eyes. I'm now blonde. Well, I have white hair now, but I have my eyes turned hazel, and most of the family, the eyes do change. But when we're born, bright blue eyes. My little brother, also blonde blue eyes, still has his blue eyes, little bastard. But anyway, who does the worst team in the league hire? Who wants to go work for them? I mean, the Chargers aren't the worst team in the league. There are worse, but they make such bad decisions when it comes to managing the team, and it all comes down to the Spanos family. They are so bad at what they do. But I've often joked that the Chargers are nothing more than a farm team for the rest of the league, and that's a baseball reference where you have your single, double, and triple A teams before you can get into the majors. Use those teams to find really good talent, and that's how the Chargers are. Lots of Chargers have Super Bowl rings, just not when they're wearing the bolts on their shoulders. So yeah. Anyway, you had gray early, Monk. You ain't 50 yet, and you're already fully gray. I'm not fully gray. There's still quite a bit of color in there, but it's gray enough. My beard is mostly gray, and it's actually more white than gray. But you also have to remember, I had kids at 18. My first child, actually, I was 17 when she was born, right? I got to do the math now. I was 17 when she was born, and had 3 kids by 22. You will go gray quickly if you have 3 kids by 22. Anyway, guys, oh my god. Here's how my day, I'm using air quotes because my days are weird, but this is how my day goes. I wake up and I go to the bathroom, I brush my hair, I come sit down in my chair, and I turn on Twitter to see what's going on. And I realized tonight when I was thinking about that, like, I get my news from Twitter. That's kind of a weird thing, but I do. I get a lot of the stories that I see come because I go to Twitter. I use it like an aggregate site. And sometimes it's funny, sometimes it's scary, and sometimes it's a congressional aide having filmed himself having butt sex in a Senate meeting room, as was the case today. Wow. I did not have that on any bingo card. It wasn't on the Monopoly board. It wasn't in Sorry, although it probably should be. A congressional aide filming himself having the butt sex and posting it to the internet. This is a real story, you guys. This is a real thing that happened. And I'm just like, wait, no, that can't be real. Wait a second. Where's my, hmm. The window I want to share is not showing. Why is that? Oh no, this is the one I want to share. Whoops. I got to be careful with this story. This comes to us from the Daily Caller. I will throw the link into chat. I can't use the screen because there's actual video of this in this article. Now, it's blurred out, so I'm not sharing porn with you. You can tell what's going on, but it is in there, and I don't want to put that on the screen. Poker, thank you so much for the donation. I appreciate it. It says, sup. Speaking of which, thank you so much, Pumpkin Trucker. Said, like, seriously, what the ever-loving fuck? 2 weeks? Could have waited 2 fucking weeks, and that could have been George Santos in the hearing room. We've been ripped off. Well, this was the Senate. This was the Senate, not the House. And while we were off the air, Disgruntled Technician, thanks so much for that. Feminist $12. The book banning thing is infuriating. I remember when I was in high school, we had a fairly large manga collection. The Japanese view exposed breasts differently than us. So manga has uncensored breasts. We had to censor the books to keep them. And thank you for the second message there. Also a donation. Thank you. But they are fighting to have literal pornographic images in middle schools. I look at those books for the first time, and I was wrong about it being exaggerated. I thought it was just a little spicy, but no, it's straight porn. Yes, that's exactly what it is. 100%. That's okay, because now we have Senate folks banging each other in the Senate meeting rooms. And reportedly, this is the meeting room for the Judiciary Committee. So, yeah. I have a screenshot of the story on the screen for you guys. Leaked amateur pornography showed a congressional staffer having anal sex with an unknown man in a Senate hearing room. Actually, he was being anally sexed. I don't know if that makes a difference. This should say being plowed by an unknown dude in a Senate room. You know what's weird about it to me, honestly? People having sex at work is not a new thing. That people do it all the time, and if you get caught, you get fired. No big deal, right? But these people, if you see the outfits that they're mostly naked. It's not like he just dropped his trowel a little bit so somebody could, I should have warned people, if you have children around, get them away, because this is going to be a little bit spicy. But no, they get like fully naked except for like little leather thongs that they were wearing. And then they take that completely off and do the buddy stuff. And yes, I did see the video, but like I said, luckily all of the nasty is blurred out. All you see is a dude from his lower back up naked. There is further video. I did not go looking for that. I don't need to actually see the gay stuff. But who gets completely naked to have sex at work? The hell's wrong with you? What if somebody comes in? You can't just like quickly zip up and be, we were just talking. He needed the Heimlich. That's why I'm standing behind him so close. They got actually completely naked to do this. Anyway, the alleged staffer can also be seen in a photo, naked on all fours, looking back at the camera on a table where senators often sit to ask questions during a hearing. It appears to be unprotected sex. That's the important part here. That's the important part is he could have got pregnant. That's the real issue. Source identified the room to the Daily Caller's Senate Room Heart 216, the Judiciary Room. The caller blurred out his face because his identity has not been confirmed. Now, that's an interesting part. Because, well, we do know who it is. And the blurring out his face, I don't understand why they would blur out his face. This is not okay if it was somebody else. You know what I mean? Thank you, Mighty Balzac. Politics. It's a pain in the ass. There have been so many great puns and jokes about this. Jokes like, hey, just like the American people getting fucked in the ass by the Senate. Yeah, there's a lot of fun to be had here. They also think they need to wear a mask for COVID. Yeah, but hey, they not the condom for the butt sex. It's all right, man. They got pills for AIDS now. This guy who did this, well, let's introduce him, shall we? Where is that? That is this one, right? Yeah. Oh, damn it. Because I was sharing a window. I have to close this. And if you're sharing a tab, you can just switch to the other tab. No, now I got to figure out which one it was. This one, yeah. Aiden Massey however you say his fucking name. This has been a difficult time for me as I've been attacked for who I love to pursue a political agenda. Nobody's attacking you for who you love. It's how you did it and where, homie. You were butt fucking in the Senate Judiciary Chamber, mother, you dirty bitch. You fucking whore. But you see what he did there? It's immediately, they did this because I was gay. Like if this had been a female staffer getting, anal boned in the Senate Judiciary Chamber, they'd be like, it's okay. It's heterosexual sex. Hang on, guys. Trying to light a lighter here and the damn thing won't work. Sorry about that. Yes, you guys got dead air because Monkey has an addiction. Anyway, where are we? While some of my actions in the past have shown poor judgment, I love my job and would never disrespect my workplace. In the unedited video, they can see your face, dickhead. Any attempts to characterize my actions otherwise are fabricated, and I will be exploring what legal options are available to me in these matters. What do you mean? What? You're going to sue people for saying, hey, that guy right there had butt sex in the video that his friend who was butt sexing him filmed? How dare you? Dixie, you want a birthday song during the butt sex story? I feel bad. There's occasionally times where people are like, can I have a song? And I'm like, of course, but do you really want it now? Dixie, happy birthday, sweetie. This one's for you. And a 1 and a 2. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Dixie Rose. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, sweetie. I hope you have a great one. I really, really do. Happy butt sex birthday. Stop it. Where are we? As for the accusations regarding Congressman Max Miller, I've never seen the congressman and had no opportunity or cause to yell or confront him. We'll discuss that in a minute. That is unrelated to the butt sex. That is a whole different matter. And it's important because a lot of people are looking at this and trying to connect it to other things like Hunter Biden to try to get the Biden thing out of the press. Or what was the other one I saw? The Giuliani thing, which we'll talk about in a little bit. This story came about because of something else this little shitbag did. This came out because he attacked a Jewish member of Congress. Not really attacked. He was rude to him in a way that was disrespectful. That's all. Rude in a way that's disrespectful. That's kind of redundant, isn't it? Oh, well, I said it. It's out there. Max Miller is a Jewish man who works in the Senate, and he's walking down the hall one day, and this little legislative aide, this little piece of shit, walks past this Jewish guy and says, "Free Palestine." Now, he says he's never seen the senator before, which is weird because you work in the building with him and you've clearly had to have seen him before. There's only 100 senators. And you're like, no, I've never even walked past the guy before. Shut up, you lying piece of shit. There's another Daily Caller story that we can actually read this time that doesn't have pornographic images about this. Share this screen. Jewish Republican Ohio Representative Max Miller confirmed to the Daily Caller that the identity of the Democratic congressional stancer. I'm just going to stop. I'll just tell you because apparently I can't read. This just goes over what I just told you. Max Miller confirmed to the Daily Caller that it was this guy, Massey Kashaposky, who, for reasons that nobody can explain, yells, "Free Palestine" at the Jewish guy. He didn't yell at a Christian dude. Hey, Jew, free the Palestinians. Now, my favorite part of this, though, this is our little butt sex guy. Look at the little twink. The caller contacted Cardin's office. This guy works for Senator Cardin. Cardin's office about Massey Kapowski confronting Miller, to which they replied. Okay, here's their reply when they're like, "Hey, your guy was being rude to a senator," and this is what they said: "Are you sure you have the correct person? Having seen press reports, I understood this was a House staffer. Also, the person you mentioned is much more junior than an LD, so perhaps there's a mix-up in identification as well. Additional information would be of help." And here's my favorite part. The Daily Caller then told Cardin's office that Miller confirmed his identity, to which they did not respond. He has the right to say free Palestine, and of course, he's an American. Say what you want, but you're a legislative aide. You are not a member of Congress. There is kind of a pecking order. There is a way to be like not a dick to people who are senior to you. There was no reason for this, although he is part of a group of legislative aides that went out and they were protesting on the Capitol steps because we need to free Palestine. So he is one of those douchebags. But this story breaks on the 13th. This story about him being a douchebag and talking shit to a senator. And 2 days later comes out the video of him having the butt sex in the Senate chamber. This was done because of this. This video was released because of this right here. Now you might be saying, how did this video get released? How did this amateur gay porn make it onto the internet? Well, I'm sure he has all kinds of aides. Stop it, Faithless. Apparently there's a group out there, some Facebook group, or I don't know where the actual group is located, but it's an online group for gay men. Okay, it's an online group for gay men in politics. His boyfriend leaked it. No, his boyfriend, whoever made the video, purposefully posted it in that group. And somebody in that group, and nobody, as far as I know, nobody knows who, found it and called up the Daily Caller and went, "Hey, you know that Jew hater from the other day? You want to see something else?" So yeah, that's how he got busted. They put it up on the internet. It's much like that chick from Virginia. We didn't talk about her again, but the one who her and her husband had been doing amateur porn online to make money, and then she goes and runs for the Virginia Assembly, and it comes out, and she's like, "These people did revenge porn on me." Bitch, you did porn publicly. That was you. You put it on the internet. This dude, whoever recorded that, because the recording is from the how do I put this? From the stick E, not the stick er. You know what I'm saying? The butt inserter, not the butt inserted. You getting me? The guy standing in the back, he's recording it. So it's his video. He's the one that put it up on the internet. And so there can be none of this, "Oh my God, it's revenge porn." I don't want to hear any of this shit. If the media touches this one at all, they're barely touching this at all. There's like nobody out there talking about this, which is the picture. Yes, the picture. That's it. Or the top. Somebody mentioned the top. There you go. Yeah. The one who was giving, not receiving. The one with the Christmas spirit. First person butt sex. That's exactly what it is. Anyway, first person shooter butt sex. That's awesome. So this is what happened. This guy goes out there and he's a douche to a senator, and now his career is over. This he's going to have to be forced out of this position. And I don't mean the doggy style that he was in. He's going to be fired. You have to fire this guy at this point. Like I said, the people have sex at work all the time. There was oh, Dark, I'll get that 1 second. Thank you. I did hear it come through. I just got distracted. When I worked at Walmart, there was a couple. Actually, it was right before I worked at Walmart. They got fired because at nighttime, it's kind of a personnel office, but it was used for other things, but it was mostly personnel. The personnel office closes down at 4 o'clock, and at like 7 o'clock, they just turn out the lights. And these two idiots were like, hey, the lights are off in there. Let's go have sex. And they got caught and both of them got fired. There was another time, I mean, they found a condom in the shoe department, a used condom in the shoe department. There, people have sex at work. We understand that. Try not to get caught if you do it. I don't recommend doing it. Go out to your car if you're going to do it. But once you're caught, you have to be fired. You can't have people humping at your workplace for so many different reasons, especially these days. That'll come back to bite you in the ass, pardon the expression there. When later on they're like, I was sexually harassed at work. Yeah, sorry. Look, we realize people do this kind of thing, but you got to get out. You're fired. And it has nothing to do with it being gay sex. Although it does make me wonder, did they bring some Hawthorne wipes with them or anything? Did this guy just cornhole his friend and then just put on his clothes and walk out with his dirty wiener? Dark Resurrect, thank you. We aren't shocked that people are humping in the legislative branch. However, it is an open secret. Posting it online ruined that paper thin veneer. Oh, yeah. I mean, look, there's humping that goes on there all the time. These are the halls of power. That's like when people were upset that Bill Clinton got his dick sucked. I'm like, you guys don't really think nobody else did that, right? You just got to be smarter on who you're doing that with. You don't want to tell the chick with stars in her eyes because she's going to go tell her friends, and then her friend's going to go tell everybody, which is exactly what happened in that case. I did not expect to wake up to congressional staffer butt fucking in the Senate chamber. That's amazing. Anyway, once again, I will throw that link in there for anybody who wants to, verify stuff. I'm not your judge. There you go. You guys can check it out yourself. There's pictures. There's the video. It is blurred, so it's not like you're going to see actual wiener in bottom, but you can tell it's happening. You can tell it's happening. I just, what a day. What a day. Can y'all stop filming yourselves having sex? Seriously? Unless it's like your last time, you're like, oh, I really need to remember this. Do you really need to see yourself having sex again? I think very highly of myself. I really do. I don't want to see me doing it. I don't want to see my O face. You know what I mean? My wife is attractive and I like seeing her naked and everything, but I don't want me to be a part of it. Now, Lady Monkey is a proper lady, so she'd never send me any videos or pictures. Believe me, I've asked her, and she says no. But I don't want to see my wiener in it. You know what I mean? I detract from that. Stop filming yourselves having sex, people. Jesus. Oh, look, we're doing it. Yeah, I know, I was there. Yeah, but look, here's your face. I was there. I don't need to relive that on Memorex. Shit. And for the love of God, do not upload videos of yourself having sex at work, because that will eventually come out and you will be fired and judged for it, as you should be. Anyway, so there's that story. Butt sex in the Senate chamber. You know the worst part of that? The worst part of that is now there's going to be gay porn based on this. You think that guy will get a starring role? Since he can't get hired anywhere else, you think he's going to be like Joey Buttafuoco or those guys who got big names for really bad reasons back in the 90s and then went and did amateur porn shit? Did Buttafuoco do one, or was it just Mr. Wiener chopped off? Who cares? Anyway, let's move on to a more important story. That one's just funny. Several people sent that to me, and I appreciate you. And was it Prospero? She said, when I saw this story, I thought of you. I'm not sure why. You have drama, you have politics, you have butt sex. Monkey's there for that. Now, it would have been better if it had been a female staffer, because I don't want to see a dude get plowed. But either way, it would have been a story that Monkey was just like, oh, I gotta talk about this one. The other story that's pretty big today is that Rudy Giuliani, in his I don't really want to say trial because the actual trial didn't really happen, kind of, but it's not. Yeah, we'll talk about it. Pumpkin Trucker, thank you. After achieving, did the pitcher wag his finger at Aiden and yell, "You mean nothing to me"? Oh, that would have been wonderful. But no, I don't know. I have no idea. I have no idea. So Rudy Giuliani got fired by those two elections. Got fired. God damn it. Rudy Giuliani got sued by those two election workers down there in Atlanta, Georgia, in the case where they pull out that that box of totally legitimate ballots from underneath the table. Remember that? And then you had the double counting of things, and it's all on tape, and it all happens after they told everybody they're done counting for the night. Remember that? Well, those two ladies sued Rudy Giuliani for defamation. Rather than go through the trial, Rudy's just like, yeah, fuck it, fine. I defamed you. Let's just get this over with. Which was a mistake. He shouldn't have done that. That is him and his lawyers failing. So just they admit guilt right out. So the trial that has been going on is very much like the Alex Jones trial. It wasn't a trial of were they actually guilty of this. This was the sentencing phase of it. This was how much money are they going to get because of it. And the jury awarded them $73 million for being mean to them and $75 million for making them have bad feelings. For $148 million settlement against Rudy Giuliani here for saying that these two women were not necessarily on the take, or that they had done fraudulent things. We'll leave it at that, because I don't want to get sued. But Rudy Giuliani says this, and then everything that happened to them after that, because people were mean to us, that's all entirely Rudy Giuliani's fault, to the point of not just bankrupting the man, because Rudy Giuliani doesn't have any money. The man is broke. From everything we know about him, he's fucking broke. But he refused to turn over information about this, so the judge hit him with a $230,000 fine. Now you owe them $230,000 because you won't tell them how much money you have. That is a gross oversimplification, but it is basically what happened. So they already had that $230,000, and the jury comes back today with $148 million. Let's, for argument's sake, say that he actually defamed him. They deserve something for it. They do not. There's no world where 148 million makes sense. And this has become a thing that we've seen. I mean, this is what was done to Alex Jones. In the Alex Jones case, it wasn't, okay, how much actual damage was done here. No, it was just punish him. He's on the wrong side of things. And that's what it is with Giuliani. I think it's even this story, which is on the screen, which is the Washington Post story, where they say this is the first of the people who were working with Trump who's been punished for this. I'm paraphrasing. That's basically what it says. Because that's the goal. The goal is punishment, and to destroy these people. Not to make them pay for whatever they might have done, but to actually destroy their lives. There's no way these two women, in their entire lives, between the two of them, were going to make $148 million. There's no way that their reputations were destroyed to losing $148 million. Now, remember, 75 million of this is just punitive. That's just, you were a bad person. But the other 73 is for everything else. For loss of reputation and their emotional damage. Oh my, I was so emotional. I was $73 million damaged. They were only asking for like 48 million. It was either 48 or 43. I don't remember which. But they were only asking for less than 50 million, and the jury comes back, no, you actually deserve 73 million for that. You know, Biden's inflation and everything. I am all for people getting held accountable for defamation. Absolutely 100%. And Rudy's dumbass, as part of just getting this over with, said, yeah, fuck it, we defamed him. Although in admitting to defaming them also says, I didn't actually do it. It's a weird thing. You have to actually read it to see how that is, but it literally says in the yeah, I did it thing that I'm saying I did this. I don't believe that I did, but just to get this over with, I'll say I did it. And I, that's not a bad paraphrase of what actually happened. It's not a really long or a paragraph where they talk about this, but that's what I'm admitting guilt just to get this shit over with. 100 and yeah, like a no contest plea, Faithless. That's exactly what it's like. $148 million. One, I don't think these women were defamed. I really don't. And that's going to lead us into the part where I really should turn off YouTube. But I want to talk about this because it's important. And for the moment, we're allowed to talk about election issues. So we're going to talk about this one. There's down there in Georgia where all of this happened, there's a state election board meeting coming up. And in the state election board meeting, they're going to be talking about several different topics. And I just want to put this on the screen because this is how I first saw what's going on. The bottom of my mouth doesn't feel like it's fitting properly in the top of my mouth. My jaw hurts. Breaking. Georgia Governor Kemp's legal staff has notified Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger that 17,852 invalid 2020 votes were counted in Fulton County, Georgia alone. A public meeting will be held next week at the Georgia State Capitol building, to which some context was added here. It says the Georgia legislature is out of session until May. No public meeting of any kind are scheduled after December 15th until late May. That's not true. The meeting is actually on December 19th. They have two meetings on December 19th and 20th. This is not this isn't about the I don't know. Okay, we got to rate this. We'll do it live on stream. Let's see. No, this is not helpful at all. Why not? It's incorrect information. Misses key points. It's biased. The note is not needed, and other. There we go. So that note is not helpful at all. It's actually stupid. They're having this meeting, and I can prove it. I can prove that they're having this meeting. No, this isn't the one I want. This right here is the agenda for the meeting. It's the Tuesday, December 19th, 2023. It's right fucking there. And this is the meeting that they're having. And the important part of this is way down here at the bottom. Cases recommended. Whoops, I need to share this tab. I forgot to switch over to the tab so you guys can see what I was looking at. There we go. Right here. Tuesday, December 19th, 2023. Georgia State Capitol, room 341, Atlanta, Georgia, 8:30 a.m. So I'm not really sure why that note is on there, because this is not about the legislative body. This is about the state election board. Now, the important part is this one right down here at the very, very bottom. Whoops. SEB 2023-025 Fulton County Tabulator Results 2020. So what is that? This is a thing that was referred to the Georgia State Electoral Board, or who is this actually addressed to? Yeah, it's to the State Election Board. This is very hard to read, so I'm going to give you guys the link. And it's not hard to read because of me or anything. The post is very fucking blurry. And it's not just my eyes. It's a blurry picture. But there's the thing. And this is what it says. This is State of Georgia, Office of the Governor, Brian Kemp. Down here at the bottom, it says, the 36 inconsistencies noted by Mr. Rozzi, I'm not sure, are factual in nature, pose no underlying theories outside of the reported data, and could not be explained by my office after a thorough review. The purpose of this letter is to convey these inconsistencies to the board and request them to be explained or corrected. Now, I know this arrow's in the way here, but if you look right back here, it says November 17th, 2021. This isn't brand new or anything. This has been going on. It's been going on for a while. Now, the other important part about this meeting is if you notice right here, we're at the very bottom of the sheet, but it's a very specific part of the agenda. Cases recommended for referral to the Attorney General's office. This isn't just them going in there. If you read online, if you see people talking about this, they're like, no, this has been debunked many times. It's been debunked. And I even saw one person, there is no letter from the governor's office. Are you stupid? Like, bro, it literally says from the office of the governor. This is a case they've been sitting on. This is about those 17,000 ballots. Remember, Donald Trump loses Georgia by 12. 17,000 ballots in just Fulton County are in question. And they're being referred to the Attorney General. They're not being referred to the Attorney General because everything's on the up and up. They're being referred to the Attorney General because nobody can explain what happened. They still can't explain what happened. But don't worry, guys. It was the most secure election ever. In fact, I want to show this too. This letter right here is posted by Kevin Monica, I think. Monicia? I don't know. In response to Brian Kemp himself, the governor, who says the 2020 election in Georgia was not stolen. For nearly 3 years now, anyone with evidence of fraud has failed to come forward under oath and prove anything in a court of law. Our elections in Georgia are secure, accessible, and fair, and will continue to be as long as I'm governor. Bruh, in that 3 years you've been sitting on this shit, it's just now getting referred back to the Attorney General. The future of our country is at stake in 2024, and that must be our focus. Now, I bring this up specifically because Giuliani's case, that is all about election fraud in Georgia. Does that mean that those women were involved in this part? No. But the idea that Georgia was this great election is just bullshit. And the idea, nobody will come forward under oath. It's meant much like they go, over 100 cases were lost in court by Trump, with people not telling you. In most of those cases, the judges refused to hear anything. In most of those cases, they were like, too late now. None of them, even today, will tell you, oh yeah, by the way, up in Pennsylvania, where Trump lost that, yeah, the Supreme Court of the United States told them they were full of shit. Wait, it wasn't even the Supreme Court, it was just a federal judge, if I remember correctly. Might have even been the appellate division. But they were like, yeah, what you guys did here is fucked up. Because on his own, Tom Wolf up there in Pennsylvania decided that absentee ballots that were sent in and received more than 3 days past election day still counted. State election laws, after 3 days, whatever comes in doesn't count. But it's like, wait. In this case, as the governor, I'm going to overstep that. And it goes to the state court, it goes to the state appellate court, and it goes to the state Supreme Court, who all upheld Wolf's decision. Like, no, that's perfectly fine. Literally breaking election law in front of everybody. There's no question it happened. They're like, no, it's not a big deal. And then it goes to the federal courts, and the federal courts are like, are you guys fucking insane? This is clear election fraud. You can't do this shit. You just broke your own laws. This isn't even rules. These are literal fucking laws. Like, nah, bro. I'm the governor. I can just change things. But that's also why they will always say nothing that changes the outcome of the election. In fact, that letter that I showed you guys, it says that we're not suggesting this changes the outcome of the election. Well, you're literally talking about an amount of votes that would. Let me bring that back up on the screen for just a second. I'll read you that part. It's under the highlighted part. It says, to be clear, this letter does not purport to dispute or contest the outcome of the 2020 election, but rather to highlight apparent inconsistencies discovered in the RIA report data. I mean, see, even here where they're like, yeah, there's enough votes here in question that it could actually change the election. But we're not saying that this has anything to do with changing the election, because most secure election in history, especially here in Georgia. Here in Georgia, where we literally stopped voting because of a water issue that magically went away seconds after they got everybody out of the building, everything's secure. Don't worry. Nothing to see here, y'all. Nothing to see. Gotta hate these fucking people. You know, it is possible for there to have been a lot of bad shit that happened in the election. You can even believe all this bad shit happened and Biden still would have won. What you can't do and have any credibility is look at that election and go, yeah, everything was on the up and up. The Pennsylvania case alone proves it wasn't. That's not contested. But hey, nothing happened. Nothing happened. And I still stand by the fact that the biggest election fraud in 2020 wasn't the actual votes. It's what happened beforehand. And it's what we're going to see in 2024. Joe Biden just got another lowest approval rating ever. The lowest approval. Yeah, Monk. He's the most popular president ever. Yeah, he just got his, what was it, 30%, 31%? His worst ever. And whoever comes out of the Republican field, right? It's going to be Donald Trump. But in some off case where the stars align just right and Trump has to not be president, the Democrats they couldn't even beat Chris Christie right now. They couldn't beat any of them. So the media is going to have to pull double time for Biden. And unlike last time, where everybody's locked down, you have COVID going on, there's a lot of other stuff. People have had to actually live under Biden's rule now. And they have to try to convince people, and they've been trying to do it ever since Biden got elected, that Biden has made the economy great. I saw a thing the other day, inflation's down to 3%. Well, not exactly, but all right, let's discuss that. Did you get rid of the 12% from last year? Because what you're telling me is that it's 3% on top of that 12%, which actually gets us to what, like 13, 14% of what it used to be? That's not something to brag about, dickhead. And they have to find a way to convince people that they have to find a way to convince people that no, don't believe your checkbook. No, that's a lie. Everything's great. Doug Resurrect, thank you for that feminist $12. I've said it from day one that if there's no shenanigans, then let them investigate and wave it in everyone's face. Refusing investigations doesn't mean impropriety, but it sure as shit looks like it. Well, this is kind of what we talked about yesterday. You know, you just call something a conspiracy theory and then you don't have to, right? It doesn't mean that the conspiracy theory is real, but it also means that the real theories just get dismissed with the bullshit ones. So, hey, Jack, how you doing, man?
I have peanut brittle.
Nice.
I found it in the cabinet. Don't know how old it is, but it tastes good.
I'm not the biggest fan of peanut brittle. It hurts my teeth.
Yeah. Depends on the company.
I like the taste of it. If they could make soft peanut brittle, I'd eat it.
This appears to be from a dollar store, but it's delicious. Mostly because I don't have any real other food in the cabinet. So I don't know where it came from. So it just some angel decided to deliver unto me some peanut brittle.
Well, very nice. Awesome.
Thank you, angels. Hi, everybody. How are you doing?
I'm actually having a problem with my jaw right now. It's really starting.
Oh, that's not good.
No, I can't close my mouth properly. It hurts.
That's what she said.
I feel like a Senate staffer right now. Oh. Anyway, yeah. So the election stuff down there in Georgia, it'll be interesting. This meeting, they're not really going to talk a whole lot about that SEB 2023-025. I have that committed to short-term memory for right now. All they're doing, they're going to be referring it to the Attorney General, and it'll be interesting to see if they talk at all about why they're sending it over there. But I promise you, they're not sending it over there to go, yeah, see, nothing was wrong. Because what they would do in that case is get back to the governor who had the letter sent out going, hey, what the fuck's going on here? I don't know if you saw all that, Jack. But it'll be interesting to see what comes out of that meeting on the 19th and 20th. So anyhow, what else do I have? Did you want to discuss the butt sex at all, Jack?
Gross, and I feel really bad for the cleaning staff at the Capitol building. People that are the true heroes of this story.
I feel bad for whoever sits in that seat. They came in the next day and went, what smells like shit?
You know, this has happened multiple times if this was filmed once.
Maybe. I mean, somebody's always the first, right?
Yeah, but I have a sneaking suspicion that there's more of these kind of tapes. But man, have some fucking decorum. You know, there are certain things you don't do at your job site.
I wonder if we're going to find out who's behind the camera.
Oh, probably. Does anyone else think it's Mitch McConnell?
No, because it didn't just pause in the middle and be like, hey, are you still back there?
You could hear blorp, blorp, blorp. Every thrust.
I wonder if it was a member of Congress.
I'm curious about that too, but it's probably another intern, disappointingly.
Either way, that shit shouldn't be happening there, and yeah, you deserve to be fired for it.
Oh, absolutely. Did they fire him?
I don't think it's been addressed. Look for that in the morning.
Yeah. Oh, about an hour ago, Monica Lewinsky sent me some dono here. Thank you, Monica Lewinsky. Dear Aiden, you only get fucked in a hearing room. Get on my level. You only got fucked in a hearing
room. Faithless says Cory Booker. Nah. It's look, you can see the guy's stomach, and while Cory's light skinned, he's not that light skinned.
Also, I think Cory's a power bottom.
Yeah, probably. Would have to ask his beard, you know. Anyway, Jack, it's been a weird day, and our friend Michelle Wu out there in Boston, they actually shared a picture from their little no honky meeting. Bitch is bragging about it. Hey, look, no honkies.
Oh yeah. Oh, she has no reason not to be proud of this. There's no consequences for people like her. You could be a racist against white people all day long. Nobody cares.
There is no major news outlet out there going, this bitch needs to be fired. This shit needs to stop. This is racist. It can't happen.
Hey, because I agree with her.
Let me ask you a question, though. Is this really any different than, like, say, a Christmas party for the Congressional Black Caucus or the Congressional Asian Caucus or the Congressional Pacific Islander Caucus?
Not really.
I mean, it's disgusting, especially if they're doing it in secret and be like, what? It's okay. I think just the idea of doing that kind of stuff based on race is fucked up.
Yeah, well, I mean, because they're hypocrites. If there had been a whites only dinner or party, they would have been throwing a fit. There'd be protests. The people would be hounded, but because she is a person of color, it's okay.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, I don't think there should be a Congressional Black Caucus.
Of course not. It's racist.
I don't think there should be any caucus based on immutable characteristics. That's kind of racist, sexist, obid, phobia, that kind of shit. But it's allowed and it's celebrated. Like, this is the Congressional Black Caucus. What does that mean exactly? Well, you know, all the Negroes think alike. Speaking of Negroes, Jack, did you see the Magical Negro trailer?
No.
For real? Oh, Jack, do I get to introduce you to the American Academy of Magical Negroes?
Oh, I did see that. Yes.
Okay.
Black Harry Potter.
Not exactly.
Black Harry Potter.
No, it's actually, if you see the whole trailer, because what's going around on Twitter is a really short clip of the beginning of the trailer.
Oh.
For those of you who don't know, this is a new movie coming out. It's coming out in March. It was at Sundance, or it's going to Sundance, and it's the American Society of Magical Negroes. And what it is this guy is recruited to be part of this Magical Negro Society. I didn't write this, guys. Let's back that up so we can get his face. There we go. And the whole group of magical Negroes, their whole job, Jack, is to keep white people feeling safe. Because according to the trailer, the most dangerous animal on the planet is a white person who doesn't feel safe. And so their whole job is to keep white people feeling safe. And so his first assignment is to go help this guy who doesn't feel very good about himself. And he falls in love with a woman. Him, not the guy. If you watch the trailer, you ever see the movie Hitch with Will Smith?
Yes.
It's
Cyrano de Bergerac.
Yeah, and that's what this is. It's Hitch, but with this guy being a magical Negro who's trying to keep a white guy safe, feeling safe.
Well, it's nice that the Klan wrote a movie about white people being the most powerful people on the planet because, they can make other people make them feel comfortable.
The underlying ignorance there, because there's one part where he goes, I've always tried to make white people feel safe, and now you say it's my job, and maybe it shouldn't be. And that's fine. It's got this underlying stupid racist, but the rest of it is like a dumb romantic comedy. I'm not as offended as a lot of people I've seen about this one. Like, it's got a really stupid underlying premise, but it's the same stupid shit we've seen so many different times. It's just a new take on it where they added the BLM aspect. It's dumb, and I haven't seen it, so I don't know how it. Maybe at the end he finds out white people are okay. I don't know.
No, that's not going to be how it ends. Yeah, they're just stealing Cyrano de Bergerac.
Yeah, and that's
it's hilarious they culturally appropriate a white European story for their movie about how much they hate white people and how dangerous and scary they are.
Pyro says reminds me of the Rush Limbaugh song "Barack the Magical Negro." Yeah. But in this case, instead of just being magical, where Barack could do no wrong, it's their job is literally to make white people feel good. The thing starts off with what's his name? David Allen Greer. It plays the guy who introduces this guy to the whole magical society. He says, well, I've been watching you keep white people feeling good. And what it is him walking through a crowded area and backing away so he doesn't run into people. Well, white people don't do that. If a white dude walks straight into me, we're going to have issues.
Yeah, it's rude.
That's not about keeping white people feeling safe. That's about being a decent person. Who the fuck just walks through people? Thank you, Snubber. Magical Negro is a actual trope / stereotype in film, like the sidekick. However, that line he says about whites need to be happy or they get violent is the most blatant in-your-face racism. Yeah, the Magical Negro thing has been around for a while. And if you read articles about this, I've read several, Jack, they'll tell you that this is a parody film. It's a parody of that.
Sure it
is. It's nonsense. That part of it is just nonsensical. That's just them inserting their race bullshit. But to me, it just the more egregious thing is that it looks like a really stupid movie.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like it's just a lazy knockoff of Roxanne with Steve Martin.
Steve Martin, yeah.
Which is Cyrano de Bergerac.
Yep.
So they're stealing from a white dude, just so they can make a racist statement about white people. I don't know. It just sounds boring.
Was this directed by Jordan Peele? No, but if you read the article, his name comes up a lot. They're like, it's just like when Jordan Peele did it.
Yeah, Jordan Peele's kind of a anti-white person too, so
Yeah. He's another one of those people. Just they got. I got ahead in life, but black people can't. White people keep us down. Yeah, that must suck for you.
Yeah, I live in a country full of evil white people that oppress me, but I'm a multimillionaire. Yeah, that
Yep.
happens.
Yep. Can't stop giggling every time you say magical Negro. Hey, I didn't write the name of the thing. Oh, anyway, so we have our magical Negroes out there. And I'd like to thank them for helping me stay feeling nice and comfortable, Jack, because that can't be easy. I don't know where my magical Negro is. Would that be Satsu in my case? I love you, Satsu.
Yeah, probably.
But I feel like he doesn't try to make me feel comfortable. He gives me shit a lot.
Well, you try and kill him in video games all the time.
No. I have killed him in video games, and it was accidental.
Accidental, air quotes. Was he just not thinking what you told him to think?
No, I thought it would be funny. I was trying to scare him, actually. Whoopsie. These things happen. Jack, I learned of something today from NPR that actually kind of blew my mind.
Was it the butt stuff in the Congress?
No. This actually involves the music group Wham.
Oh, what George Michael do? He's been dead for like a decade, and Wham broke up back in like the 80s.
We know that Wham Christmas song.
Yeah, Last Christmas. I gave
Last
you
Christmas, yeah. They have a game in England that they call Whamageddon. And what it is to try to get through the entire holiday season without hearing the song Last Christmas by Wham.
Oh, that's damn near impossible, man.
Well,
wow.
This is a thing because there's a whole bunch of people that are upset because at sporting events, the DJs keep playing the song and making people lose Whamageddon.
Yeah, I mean, that doesn't surprise me at all. I hear it at stores on the overhead speaker.
Yeah. It's a very popular Christmas song. It is a Christmas song, random. It's Last Christmas. It's literally in the song title.
So more butt sex. Yes, Faithless.
Kind of.
Yeah, I don't know how you can avoid this song unless you cloister yourself in a house with no TV or radio, because the song is everywhere.
This makes me want to do the opposite and just listen to it every day of December as a colonial uprising against our British overlords who are doing stupid shit. That's a good song. Leave it alone. If you want to avoid a song, avoid that Mariah Carey one. God damn, I'm tired of that song.
I'm so sick of Mariah Carey.
All I want for Christmas is juice. I mean, you.
Well, if you were Hamas, you'd get your wish.
Now, somebody did send me a video of a midget dancing to that song, and that's fucking awesome. I think it was Bran. I think it was Bran who sent that to me.
Well, good job on whoever did that. Thank you, Evolved Potato. So in a world where black people have literal magic powers, white people that don't have magic are still the most powerful, that they need to be kept happy, or they would threaten the magical blacks. Yes. We saw the same thing. There was a comic book a few years back called Black. Very, very original. And then they changed the title to Black as Fuck. And it was all about only black people have superpowers. And they were still hunted by the cops and the police and losing. Like, that makes no sense.
These came through at the right time in chat. Reaper says all Christmas songs are good until the 5,000th time. I disagree, and I agree with Comrade Kitty, who says Christmas Shoes I hate to hear. Christmas Shoes is a horrible Christmas song.
Yeah, that song's stupid.
Hey kids, it's Christmas time. Mom's gonna die. What the fuck is wrong with you? No, we gotta have some realism in our Christmas. Can't wait till Christmas Tree Fire. That's going to be my favorite Christmas song ever. Starts off with singing about how the cat got caught on fire.
That's fucked up.
Oh my goodness, man. The kitty cat got to see the baby for the first time today, and she was curious. She's like, what the fuck is that thing?
That's a kitten? Your kittens are weird looking.
Where's its hair? Yeah, she was so sweet. She cuddled with me, and I had her laying on my chest, and she curled sideways into a ball. Like, oh my goodness, she's so cute.
Aw.
She just lay there in a little ball. And then my wife looks at me, she goes, I think her mom wants to go home. Like, I ain't stopping her.
Bye.
See ya. They'd
You
already
need
changed.
to announce your departure. Goodbye. Thanks for the baby.
She'd already pooped and been fed. We were good for hours. This baby downed a bottle in like a minute.
Well, babies are hungry creatures.
I'm holding her up on my shoulder, and she starts to gnaw on my shoulder, and I move her, and then she starts to gnaw on my hand. I'm like, I think this baby's hungry. And so they popped a bottle in there, and I realized at that moment she was going, fat man, feed me, or I'm going to eat you.
I'm gonna gum you. I actually knew a guy from one of my old game groups. He was kind of a dumbass. What are those like smart people that could do complicated stuff, but would probably pee his pants while he did it? He was terrified of babies because
Really?
he would have nightmares they would gum him, like they would chew on him with their gums.
That doesn't hurt.
No, but it was some like really deep-seated fear of his. Like, so if anyone got a baby near him, he would freak out.
Huh.
And that was really fun to watch when you secretly coordinate people to bring their kids around.
Thank you, Corey, who says, I love Grandma got ran over by a reindeer, but it's kind of messed up. It is, but it's done playfully. It's not like Christmas shoes where like, this kid don't have no money and his mom's dying and all she wants is shoes. Merry Christmas.
Yeah, that's dark shit.
Pyrus says, Santa Baby, Hippopotamus for Christmas, and Rudolph, or Run, Rudolph, Run are my least favorite songs. I don't mind any of those, but I don't seek them out.
Small doses. Everything in small doses.
Yeah. Especially Hippopotamus, because, oh, God, that can grate.
Oh, man, that voice. Same as Santa Baby. Those cutesy baby voice. Oh, I hate that shit. It
depends on which woman is singing it, because some of them come out sounding creepy, and others come out like, I'm going to need a stocking for my Jimmy.
Yeah, I got some stocking stuffers.
Let's stuff that stocking.
That reminds me, I had a couple of articles I thought you might be interested in.
That had stuffing stockings made you think of that?
Christmas one of them sex, did, yeah.
Christmas sex made you think of, okay. Interesting.
Yeah, I believe one's a news clip, actually. Let me find the original video, because it's kind of fucked up.
There's a song out there that my wife introduced me to when we were still in our teens. It's a song called I Just Go Nuts for Christmas. If you've never heard it, it's a fun song, but it's another one of those that I can only hear like once or twice a year, and that's it for me. I do listen to Christmas songs all throughout the year because I like Christmas songs. And we're coming up to the new year as well, and Old Lang Syne is one of my favorite songs ever, depending on who's singing it.
Yeah, that's a great song, but man, it's depressing.
It really is, if you pay, because everybody sings it all cheery and shit, and if you're listening to the lyrics, it's not a cheery song.
No, it's depressing as fuck.
Spoonie says, I hate whisper singing. Me too. It's that one motherfucker, Your Body's a Wonderland, who sings that song. I want to punch that guy in his dick. Your body is Wonderland. Fuck you.
I will punch you in the balls.
I will find me a midget who can punch up to hit you in the nuts. That's all I'm saying. If you dressed as Santa, is Xmas sex considered sex at work? I mean, yeah, I guess. I hate that song. Which song, Monk? We mentioned a few here, and I just caught that you said that. He's scared of a gummer. I mean, depends. Baby gumming, I don't like. It just feels weird. And that's like if they start to bite on something, like, no, get off. Can I talk about my neighbor's dog while you're digging that stuff up?
Sure can.
The other day, I'm driving up to my house. I forgot where I went, but I come home and I almost hit my neighbor's dog who's gotten out of their yard and runs straight at the front of my van. And so I slowly get up, and there were actually two of them. They're barking at me as I'm getting out of my car at my house. And they're two little pit bulls. And so I get out of my car and I go to fuck home. And so they run away a little bit, stop and yell at me. I'm like, go to fuck home. They did that to my grandbaby today. I'm like, you guys got to do something about your fucking dogs. I don't mind you having them, and they're just loud and annoying. But one, I'm going to end up running over your dog.
Yeah. Yeah. Because, well, I mean, it's a pit bull. They're probably like, you brought us a snack.
Right?
Like they got a fun size one.
And I realize animals get out, but I mean, this is twice within like 2 weeks, Jack. That's too much. Anyway, Dio's version of God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen is pretty awesome. I have not heard that, but my favorite Christmas song right now, and it has been for a few years, is Pentatonix's version of Little Drummer Boy. I fucking love that song.
That is a great song. Their rendition of Hallelujah is amazing as well.
I like their rendition, but Rufus, what's his name, is Wainwright. Well, Rufus Wainwright is my favorite version of that.
I don't know if I've seen that one.
I heard there was a secret chord. Okay, let's bring this up. We are on the dude. I get ready to do my stream. We're 10 minutes out, and my satellite just dies. It didn't cut out for a few minutes. It died.
Oh, that's rude of it.
To even where my phone app, which usually can connect to it, even if it's not connected to the internet, would not connect.
Wow.
And then it finally reconnects, and it's like it's connecting again for the very first time. I'm like, are you fucking with me right now? I'm trying to do work. But anyway, I bring that up because I see this is a video, and we're going to be watching a slideshow, Jack.
Oh, well, I could give you the article if you'd rather have that.
Nah, fuck that. My jaw hurts. Let them talk. All right. So we got a local news station somewhere, Oklahoma.
Pottawatomie County Sheriff's deputy arrested.
Commander David DeWitt is accused of assaulting a store clerk at Christie's Toy Box, then driving away.
He was taken into custody miles away.
Can I just say he looks like somebody who would assault somebody for no reason?
Right.
My wife's not around. I got to beat someone. That's not right. Don't beat your wives, guys.
Hunter Release shares more from the law enforcement call log. Hunter?
Kevin and Jolene, according to his LinkedIn page, Commander David DeWitt.
Can I stop this right here? This has nothing to do with the story. I'm really tired of seeing news people do this where they just stand in front of a bunch of big televisions to talk. Just sit down at the news desk. This doesn't make you seem any more relatable or anything. And frankly, a lot of you are funny looking, shaped weird, and have bad taste in clothing.
Yes, on all fronts. Like, who dressed you? You know, I don't understand. I understand having a big TV and you want to show it off, but dear God, you're not doing anything other than making me think you should look like a potato.
Dude,
it's annoying.
We have a local weather woman, and I'm not trying to be mean to this woman because she's pretty enough, and by your standards, she's really fat. By my standards, she's a little overweight. But she wears the most unflattering, ugly fucking shit she can find.
Mm-hmm.
It's like she wears the Christmas sweater of clothing all year long.
Yeah,
and
that seems to be a theme with newscasters.
It's like you could find stuff that is flattering. You really could. But she wears like these really ugly floral prints. You remember that the dancer, the man, I guess he's a man, with the flower on his head in the White House Christmas video?
Yes. How could you forget that?
She has a dress that looks just like that with low-cut cleavage. Yeah, and she wore that on TV.
Wow. You know what would make her look more attractive is a gym membership.
She should be on British television. Why is she on American TV?
I don't know. They let these people dress themselves, I think.
We have pretty women in this country. Why do they keep putting ugly ones on TV? This is what Fox News got right when they first started out. Is that every chick they had on there was hot, especially by news standards.
Oh, yeah.
And then everybody starts copying them. And then somewhere about 10 years ago, they're like, we need to bring ugly bitches back.
Yeah, we need a couple of frumpazoids on here to even it out. No, you don't. Stay with the hot chicks. Everybody likes the hot chicks.
Yeah.
We want more Kaylee, less potato people.
And ladies, I'm not meaning to be sexist here. I don't judge men that way. Very rarely do I see a dude who's goofy enough looking for me to go, what the fuck happened there? Most of your news guys look like carbon copy cutouts of each other. So if you guys have that same complaint where they're ugly and dressed funny, I'm not missing that because I'm being sexist. It's just not something I pay that much attention to. Plus, men generally just wear a suit.
Yeah, they wear a suit, and they're either gangly and awkward looking, like they look like little kids in suits, or they're kind of like middle-aged fat dudes with the same haircut.
Yeah, they just look like some rando dude. But anyway, so we have this police deputy who beat up some clerk. Was it a male? Do we know?
Yeah, I believe so. Yes.
Is on the Pottawatomie County Sheriff's Fugitive Task Force. He was booked into the Cleveland County Jail at 2:45 this morning.
I got a call from OCPD that they had placed Commander DeWitt under arrest. There'd been an altercation at a business there in Oklahoma City.
According to a law enforcement call log, 51-year-old David DeWitt is a commander with the Pottawatomie County Sheriff.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna help the women out here. This is a weird looking man. Look at the funky shape of his head. It looks like part of his head is trying to come out of his head.
It looks like a wiener.
It kind of does. It kind of got that wiener look.
Yeah, which is a criminal head shape.
Yeah, dude. Get a hat. And what's with the butt plugs on top here? His hair plugs.
That's a failed attempt at hair restoration, I think.
He's got the Biden look going on from the 90s.
Yeah.
Sheriff's Office. The log shows just before midnight, Commander DeWitt was arrested on an assault and battery charge after an incident at Christie's Toy Box on Southeast 89th Street in
Maybe I'm
Oklahoma
on his
City.
side.
It also says the store clerk was battered and bloody. The clerk told officers DeWitt drove away in a black Bentley. That Bentley, with DeWitt driving, was later stopped by police in Norman.
Okay, I get what they're doing here, but I want to hear the specifics of why, and maybe they get to it.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
We still have 50 seconds left here, so maybe they get to it. But all right, he's been arrested. That part isn't the story. The story is why he was arrested, right? I'm not wrong about this.
No, but they're really playing dress up with this one.
All right. Okay.
He drove to Commander DeWitt's home.
Does David DeWitt live here?
David, yeah.
Okay, no word. Thank you.
We also walked up to
Bitch, he just beat somebody up. You might want to be a little more careful on that. Can I talk to you about your violent temper?
Please don't kick my ass.
Christie's Toy Box, where the alleged assault happened, but were handed a paper with a customer service number.
I like YouTube, Jack. I really do. You know I spend a lot of time on my YouTube.
You do.
Why in the fuck is a news outlet operating like a YouTuber right here?
Because they're lazy.
I recorded the call and I filmed it as I did. Just fucking tell us what happened.
No, that's too easy. I'll tell you what happened if they don't.
Okay.
Sorry, no one is available to answer the call.
The Pottawatomie County Sheriff's Office.
Why does Pottawatomie County have a British person as their answering machine?
Look, when you hire from Fiverr, you take what Fiverr's offering.
I guess. We can't come to the phone right now. We're having tea and crumpets. Governor? Shire?
It says they will conduct an internal investigation to find out what happened.
The same thing.
You don't need an internal investigation. Just go ask the clerk. Did this guy beat your ass? There you go.
They want an internal investigation on this one because it's so fucking funny.
That we would do for any citizen out there who want to get all the facts and find out what the facts are, not the speculation.
We reached out to the Oklahoma City Police Department for a full report on what happened, but we're told it is not ready. As we get new details on what happened and what the sheriff's office plans to do, we'll keep you updated.
You know who does have the facts of this one? The New York Post.
Oh, cool. Real quick before we get to that, thank you, Hoffer, who said, or Hosfer. God, I try to say names correctly. I don't know why I do. I should just go, Billy says, but Hosfer. Thank you very much. Morning, guys. Glad to catch you live. Starting from the beginning, out at Dark 30 to go kill Bambi's dad. Wish me luck. Half for the cool guy. You know, I read that as I was getting ready to read it out loud, and I saw half for the cool guy, and I was going to take credit for that, and then I butchered his name like 6 times, and yeah, thank you for that dumbness. Fuck me. Thank you for that double feminist donation.
Thanks, Hosfer.
I talk for a living.
And that's why it's funny. So I know you're wondering, like, why would he assault the store clerk, right?
Yes.
Why would this off-duty police officer beat the shit out of a random store clerk?
Yeah, because it said left him bloody.
Yeah, battered and bloody. David DeWitt, who drives a Bentley, by the way, is the commander of the Potawatomi.
This police officer drives a Bentley?
Yes.
Okay, training day. I got it. Go ahead.
It's mentioned in the story several times. As I recall.
Was it about gay sex?
I've read close. I've read like 4 articles on this because I kept laughing. He's the commander of the Potawatomi County Sheriff's Office. He went to Christie's Toy Box. Now they kind of glossed over what this store is. It's in Oklahoma City, and it's a sex shop.
They made it sound like a toy store.
Yeah, they did, because they really dressed it up. He was there with a woman, which apparently might be his wife, shortly before midnight Monday, and they began arguing about sex toys.
Wow.
Every time she pointed out a desired object in the store, the lawman got angry and said she did not need a fake penis that struck her fancy because it was, quote, bigger than him. I thought reportedly told cops.
Okay, I was going a different way. I thought it was going to be, it was a black dildo instead of just too big.
Nope, just too big. Apparently he's got little dick syndrome, some sort. He's very insecure about his wiener, which I don't know. With his head that big and shaped like a penis, you'd think you'd. Anyway, the worker intervened when he saw DeWitt raising his hands like he was about to backhand the woman and asked him to calm down and leave the X-rated shop.
I was just kidding about his wife not being there, so he had to beat somebody else. That's my bad, y'all.
No, he was trying to beat him.
I know. Yeah, I got that now. It kind of adds some darkness to my joke earlier.
It does, which is why it's funny.
Oops.
At which point DeWitt said, "Fuck you, I'm a cop." When the couple bought some merchandise at the counter, the clerk asked DeWitt if he would like to buy some batteries for the adult toy. "What the fuck you say to me, fat boy?" the cop said, according to a police report cited by the Outlet, which is the local Fox station there.
Wow.
After the worker replied, "Dude, get the fuck out of my face," DeWitt allegedly went behind the counter and punched the clerk repeatedly in the face and rib cage area.
Wow.
DeWitt also threw candy and mints across the store because that's what's needed at the sex shop is candy on the floor.
It's already sticky, so.
Yeah. Just for the sex worker to toss a box sex toy at him as he began leaving the premises. Well, you got your ass kicked. I think you're allowed to throw something at the guy.
I know you said you read a lot of these, and maybe it's already in the article, but we just humor me here. Do they have CCTV in this place?
That hasn't really been said. It's implied that they do, and I'm dying to watch it if it's out there.
Yeah, no doubt.
Because this is fucking hilarious.
Real quick, let me get this. Lysis, thank you so much. Here's a Christmas song we can get behind as an end of the stream cleanser. I will put it into chat for everybody. Thank you. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Jack.
Call the fucking cops. I'm an officer of the law, DeWitt reportedly shouted. See, this is why people hate cops.
But being an officer of the law doesn't mean you can beat your wife or store clerks.
No, but you've got these cops like this that give all of them a bad name.
Yep.
And makes people hate cops because this guy's flexing his authority. That after he beat the shit out of some random clerk
over his tiny dick.
Yeah, over his own insecurities, and he was about to hit his domestic lady friend, shall we say, because it's a little unclear. Some articles said wife, some people just said girlfriend. Anyway. You don't fucking assault me, I can have you arrested, jailed, where you never get out. The victim told police that DeWitt then sped off in a black convertible Bentley with a license plate that read Invicta, Latin for undefeatable or unconquerable, KFOR reported. See, that's where the Bentley is important because this guy's got an ego.
He's got the Bentley, the Invictus. We hear how he talks to people. Yeah, this guy has a really little dick and is ashamed of it.
Yeah, and probably has zero respect for civil rights.
How tall is this guy? Do we know?
I don't know.
I bet he's like 5'5", 5'8", somewhere in there.
Probably.
He's tiny with a little dick.
Thank you, Dark Resurrect, for that feminist donation. This is 100% on camera. Sex shops have a shit ton of cameras. Yeah, every sex store I've ever been in, and that's been a few over the years because, I'm old. And in college, I went to more. They all had fucking surveillance cameras because they get accused of stuff all the time.
I've been in sex shops before. I'm a grown ass man. Fuck you. I can't say that I ever noticed a camera, and I would just assume.
Yeah.
It's one of those places. I mean, all of them are like dark, seedy places. Why? We know tons of you women out there like your little phallic things, and dudes like porn. Like, we have to hide this like it's the shame of the century.
No, it's just be discreet. Nobody cares that you're in a porn store.
Yeah, but they're always so. It feels like you've crossed onto the bad side of the tracks when you go to one.
Oh yeah. They're always like. There's a chain in Columbus. I don't know how big the chain is, called Lion's Den. And they have these brightly lit signs. Stores are real clean, real nice. They look like any other store.
I've never been to one, but they do have those here in Michigan. They used to have signs up for them when we'd go to my one doctor when we were in Traverse City, when I had a doctor up there. There is a place somewhere in Michigan. I forget the name of it, but it's like the biggest adult store in Michigan. They have giant billboards for the fucking thing.
Right next to the free weed signs.
Yeah, right. Actually, I haven't seen those billboards in a while, but I don't go anywhere either, so I don't know if they're still up or not. The few places I have been lately where they're billboards, like 90% of them are for weed shops.
Yeah.
Weed shops and Jesus.
When I was in Detroit the other day, saw them all over the place, like free weed. Those things were everywhere on 75. Yeah.
They're all over the place. Most of them are weed, and then a couple of them will be Jesus, and every so often you'll get a car dealership.
And then there'll be one in between with Jesus sitting in a new car smoking a joint.
Did you ever hear the song "Jesus Loves Marijuana" from the show Community?
Yeah.
That's all I think about when we're driving around. Like, Jesus loves marijuana.
Jeez. So they actually pulled DeWitt over for speeding, and he was about to get let go with a warning because, then blue line. When a state trooper heard the alert about the dildo dust up.
Yeah.
You gotta love New York Post. Trooper notified Oklahoma. Oh, sorry.
Real quick, Evil One tells us that Lion's Den's in West Virginia, too. That's a national chain. Wow. All right.
I just assumed it was a local chain because I don't really go anywhere and I don't pay attention to signs.
They should have a sign out like McDonald's, how many served.
I would say like a 1 billion pleasured.
Yes.
So the trooper,
I say I cut you off. Go ahead.
The trooper arrested him. He notified Oklahoma City Police Department that they had a suspect at the scene, where he was then taken into custody without incident and booked into Cleveland County Jail. He was charged with misdemeanor assault. This sounds a little bit more than misdemeanor assault.
Misdemeanor assault. That sounds like felonious battery. All right.
Yeah, but then blue line.
Police. Yeah. Evolve says, I had a friend who worked in a sex shop. He kept that place sparkling. All the ones I've ever been in are very clean and nice. They really are. But the ones that I've been to, Jack, they don't have like your back rooms and that kind of stuff.
Oh.
You know, the viewing rooms where your shoes come off because it's so sticky.
Yeah. Yeah. Or, you can touch the ladies, glory holes and whatnot.
I feel like a sex shop should be clean enough that it smells like a hospital.
Yeah, that's how I want my sex shops.
Yeah.
Oh, Dark said they've got Lansden in Tennessee too. Yeah, it must be a big chain.
All over the place. Wow. Oh, yeah, and that's right above the one for West Virginia. I'm sorry I missed that one, Dark. All right, so this guy, he beat up a store clerk because his wife wanted a bigger toy to pleasure her than his wiener is.
That's the sound of it.
All right. I mean, yeah. Paul says free returns. If there's returns at a sex shop, I hope it's how Walmart handles computers. Those can't go back out. You know, if you get a computer, it cannot go back out at Walmart. Yeah. And I hope that's how it is with dildos at sex shops. Like, yeah, we're just gonna throw that one in the trash and call that a loss.
Oh fuck no returns.
Yeah, I mean, hey, you can still use it just because it doesn't vibrate. Just get Parkinson's, you'll be fine.
Oh, yep. Just looked at it. There's an update on the original story from News 4. There is surveillance from the store, and they've been ordered to preserve it.
Yes. Well, I figure with him getting assaulted, they were going to preserve it anyway.
Yeah, this guy has an attorney already. And the guy's name is Scott Adams.
Of course it is.
He's saying that the officer was not the aggressor.
What?
Yeah, it does not sound that way to me.
I'll be honest with you, Jack. With the way that was described, I would have been the aggressor if I saw a man about to hit his wife.
Yeah. Well, you're acting in the defense of somebody else anyway, so you have a reasonable defense.
So yeah, it would make sense to be, but the assault doesn't happen until after he's behind the counter. How the fuck do you call him the aggressor when he's behind the counter and the asshole with the dickhead, literal dickhead, has to walk around the counter to hit him? That's not him being the aggressor at that point. That's the officer being a shitbag who should be fired just for what he said.
Yeah, the threat to abuse his power to lock somebody up.
Yep.
Yeah, that I don't like that shit. That's going on way too much in law enforcement, and they need to clean house.
Let's talk about what's going to happen here. This guy's probably going to get fired or be forced to resign. He'll probably end up with a slap on the hand from the legal system, and he will get to keep his police pension.
Oh yeah, at worst.
Yeah.
Most likely he won't even have that much. It'll be a little talking to, maybe a brief suspension with pay, and then nothing. It'll get swept under the rug.
We'll see when the video's released, and until the tape is released, it's all hearsay. I mean, sure, but it would be weird for this guy to claim this and for them to have arrested him like that if there's not some kind of evidence that he beat the shit out of this guy.
Oh, the guy's clearly injured, so
and maybe it is. Maybe the guy's like, "Hey, little dick, I'm gonna kick your ass," and went to swing at him, and the guy punched him. But it's probably not true though.
Yeah, it does sound like the clerk is some fat guy because he called him fat boy.
Yeah, when you said that part, it was like, Joe Biden, come on, fat. Let's do some push-ups. Pull out your wiener. See if my wife likes yours more than mine.
Ew. Thank you, Pumpkin Trucker. Yeah, Jack, those are really women on the other side of the glory hole. Whatever makes you feel better about it. Yeah, that's why I don't go to glory holes. That and it's gross because who wants some stranger with God knows what touching your wiener? You're going to stick your wiener through a hole and not expect it to end up like a Saw movie? Please. Somebody's going to cut your dick off.
Yeah, don't put your wiener through holes. It's just not safe.
Yeah. I just thought it was a funny story about some clerk getting his ass kicked at a sex store. So, should be pretty interesting to see how that story's updated later on. And Monkey got quiet.
I had muted myself and then I thought you were going to talk longer, and I brought up the screen to share, and then you stopped talking. I'm like, I don't talk. Anyway, here we go. Sorry about that. Mexican military seized 10 IEDs at the U.S.-Mexico border in Tucson. Border Patrol agents are warned to be vigilant as America is faced with unprecedented migrant surge. Who's shocked they found bombs at the fucking border? Anyone?
Well, was it yesterday, the day before, that we talked about how they found some like anti-aircraft stuff too?
We didn't talk about that.
Oh, we did? Oh,
we did not.
Shit. All right, hang on. I'm going to grab that article because that is what led me to want to talk about this article.
Could I impose upon you to read? My fucking jaw is really hurting.
Yeah. No worries. Give me 1 second.
No, take your time, man. Take your time. Glory hole or glory, hallelujah. Yeah, just don't stick your wiener through a hole.
Yeah. So TSA discovered anti-aircraft ammunition in a checked bag at the Honolulu airport the other day. They had to evacuate a checked baggage room on last Friday, after an anti-aircraft round of ammunition was found in luggage. It happened about 5:30 in the morning. It was a checked bag too, so I'm shocked that TSA found that, because this is TSA we're talking about here. They don't catch it. It's like they try not to do their jobs. So when I saw that article, then I saw this one today. I was a little uncomfortable with that. Border Patrol agents have warned to be vigilant after Mexico's military, also the most competent people on the planet, seized 10 improvised explosive devices at the border with Arizona as the U.S. continues to see a surge of migrants. In an internal officer safety alert seen by Fox Business, border agents were told to exercise extreme caution and report any possible armed subjects with possible explosive devices. Comes after Mexico officials found IEDs on Wednesday after being alerted by U.S. officials to a cartel turf war gunfight south of the border. That's right. The U.S. had to tell Mexico that there was a cartel turf war going on. The cartels were reportedly fighting for control of yeah, right? There's a gap in the border wall used for drug and human smuggling that they're fighting over. Prior to the IED finding, U.S. authorities had arrested a man on the U.S. side who was armed with loaded AK-47 rifle, 2 loaded AK magazines, loose rounds, and a handgun. The man reportedly told Border Patrol agents about 11 armed suspects nearby. As agents heard gunfire coming from the Mexico side, they pulled back before the Mexican military found the 10 explosive devices filled with shrapnel and black powder. So the border war, they're fighting over territory, so it's going to spill over. I mean, they found the guy with the AK, obviously, but how long before IEDs are planted on both sides?
Right.
So they found.
I'm shocked this shit hasn't happened already.
I am too. Likely it has, and they've just kept it quiet. September.
Real quick, I'm looking at the picture of the anti-aircraft round that was found.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, it looks fucking ancient.
Yeah.
Like, what'd you find that at Pearl Harbor?
That looks like somebody trying to smuggle something that they probably should have just been like, hey, we have this stuff. What do I need to do to get it somewhere else? You know what I mean? Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
But it's still one of those things you're like, why is this happening? And how many times has it happened if TSA found it? They miss almost everything.
Yeah.
In September, Border Patrol agents found an abandoned backpack stuffed with a cannonball-sized IEDs and ammunition, as reported by News Nation. There were no migrants found at the scene. In May, U.S. officials found an IED at the Arizona point of entry. The device was made an MMA. This is a horrible sentence.
Yeah, it's not your fault. I see the sentence.
Yeah, the device was made of an M&M container wrapped in electrical tape. Human smugglers have recently been using a remote part of the Arizona desert to get migrants to the U.S. Shifted smuggling routes has brought in an influx of migrants here. Senegal, Bangladesh, China. We know about all that because we pay attention. That's the crux of the article there. I'll drop the link if anybody wants to read the rest. But it's just a little frustrating that there's all these things going on and nobody seems to care, other than the citizens,
Yeah, I had this on my thing to talk about too, because this one is concerning and it's escalation, and things are just going to keep escalating until we stop it. Mighty Balzac, thank you. Hey, Border Patrol, be alert for anyone suspicious. Indeed. But yeah, sorry, it's going to just keep happening because we're not stopping it. And why wouldn't they be sneaking this shit across? Why wouldn't they be trying to do more to? I mean, a lot of the people that we know come across are fucking gang members and cartel members. These are cartels, Jack, that as warnings to people will cut off the head of villagers and leave them right outside the village.
Yeah. These are not happy, friendly people. And then the NGOs just give everybody coming over the border, like, here's a little free credit card and a cell phone and a plane ticket to wherever you want to go. So I just am a little frustrated with all of this because as the cartels make more money by human trafficking, they have an incentive to fight about it.
Yep.
Because now they're making money off of it.
And like with any of this stuff, I mean, gang wars happen because they want to fight each other to have control of illegal stuff. And if you don't think that's happening with human smuggling too, you're very naive.
Yeah. And how long before innocent people, whether they're illegal parasites or Border Patrol or just some farmer, stumbles across an IED and gets killed?
Yeah.
And they've obviously been, we saw in the article that there are 2 other mentions of IEDs near the border. How many of these are they covering up that we haven't heard about? Because, I mean, we follow the news pretty closely, and I don't remember anything about IEDs at the border.
No. This is our first hearing of it, as far as I know.
Yeah, and I only half was paying attention. If I hadn't read the article about that random ancient munition that they found, I don't think I would have paid that close of attention. I would have dismissed this as like some nut job conspiracy story because I didn't see it from a mainstream article. I had to go looking to see if that was actually true.
How much more do you think it would take for this to be considered an invasion?
By the politicians, a terror attack.
Even then, I don't think it would. I think they would be like an isolated terror cell. They love that kind of stuff. They would hand wave it away because there's just too much to be made of immigration. You realize this immigration stuff has been going on since before we were born? I mean, they had the amnesty way back in the 80s. What is that, 86? I want to say, don't quote me on that, but Reagan signs the amnesty for illegals.
Mm-hmm.
And ever since then, you've had people, we need to fix our immigration system. This shit has been going on. And you know why this shit doesn't get fixed? Because politicians do not get reelected based on stuff they have fixed. They get elected on things they're gonna fix.
Yeah. Yep. And even people getting killed along the border by these parasites and and the cartels, nothing's changing. It's just getting worse and worse.
Speaking of worse and worse, oh, I'm so sorry that hurts to yawn. Fuck. Our worthless government and things getting worse and worse. Jack, they reauthorized FISA.
Oh, of course they did. I mean, who really thought they would?
It wouldn't have taken very many Republicans to knock this thing down, and of course they went along with it anyway. These people, they literally have a committee about the government misusing their power, and these fuckers like, what we really need to do is give them that same power that they've had all along, and this way they can do things like lie to a federal court to get a search warrant to listen into Carter Page. We know FISA has been used against Americans repeatedly and in ways that have nothing to do. It's supposed to be foreigners that we're listening to. It's supposed to be listening into people who might be working with foreign nations to do horrible shit to us. And instead it was used to try to go after Donald Trump.
Yep.
And Republicans just re-upped that fucking shit.
Yep. They're a bunch of pussy cowards, and they're just as authoritarian because the neocons and rhinos are just Democrats with a different letter.
Yep.
Because they're too stupid to put the correct letter there.
Too many of these people are authoritarian shitheads. That's who's attracted to politics. We need more Rand Pauls in the world. We really do.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we don't have enough of those. So we get these assholes who are like, I'm saving you by listening into your phone calls.
Yeah, I'm protecting you from yourself, comrade.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, Jack, I am going to wrap up here. Man, 2 nights in a row, I'm having to do this for stupid reasons.
Oh, I got COVID. Me.
I'm over this shit already. Thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out with us. Thank you for the donations. Really, really appreciate it. You guys are amazing. Jack, anything you want to show?
I'll drop a link to a cool video. As always, thank you so much for the support. Like Monkey said, you guys are awesome. And we really do appreciate it because this is how we pay our bills. And thank you for coming out night after night to support us.
Jack, I did it again. Our viewership is down because I put Hunter Biden in the fucking title the other day.
What'd you go and do that for?
Because it was funny to talk about Hunter Biden. I got to stop doing that. Every time I take a shot at one of the Bidens, it's a day or two later, we get a massive drop in viewership, and then it comes right back like 2 days later.
Oh.
There is something in the YouTube algorithm that if you make fun of the Bidens, you get hit for it. And guys, I'm not out there being, hey, they're going after Republicans. It's not that. This is, I can show you over and over and over again. Me and Jack went through it, 2 weeks ago, where I showed you this shit.
A couple weeks ago.
Yeah. So I got to be careful. I need to make a stream, Joe Biden, best president ever. So they, put us out there. Fuck you, YouTube, for your bullshit sticking up. This is what I was talking about earlier. The real election interference. It's this stuff. It's them hiding anything negative about Democrats, and especially our God and Savior, Joseph R. Biden. Hey, fat. So, real quick, Faithless says give him a nickname. And that's fine. The problem is you put that stuff in your title because people will be looking for, like in that case, it was it him getting indicted again? I think is the one.
It was him not going to the deposition, probably.
No, because I didn't put that one in the thumbnail. It was the one where he was in the thumbnail. I think that's the one that said indicted again.
Yeah.
And so people won't be looking for his nickname indicted again. They'd be looking for Hunter Biden indicted again. So I hear what you're saying, and it'd be great for those of us who know what it means, but anybody's looking for that story. Otherwise, we're not. Basically, we'd be doing YouTube's job for them. Fucking assholes. Anyway,
we can't wrap up yet because it's Bran's birthday.
Oh, Bran. Did I miss that? Or did he not tell us and we had to wait for Rebel to tell us?
I believe so.
Bran, this one's for you, my friend. And a 1 and a 2. Happy birthday to you.
to you.
Happy birthday,
Happy birthday
to you.
to you.
Happy birthday,
Happy
dear
birthday,
Bran.
dear Bran.
Happy birthday,
Happy birthday
to you.
to you.
Happy birthday, Bran. I hope you have a good one. I really, really do. And with that, Jack, thank you for joining me.
Oh, always glad to be here.
Everyone, have a wonderful night. We'll see y'all next time. Take care.
Bye, everybody.
I want to sing about butt sex, but my jaw really hurts.